Just help out.
I know,
That's
I
all.
know, I understand. Look, I said before, I don't necessarily disagree with that, and I do want to respond to one of the sisters' comment in the chat. She said, men and women today are not traditional anymore. But you have to understand, and I've said this before. We are currently in this moment in a uh, postmodern postmodern society. We are so far off centered, we don't even know our head from our ass. That is the main issue. We are far off balance in terms of how to come together for relationships, how to communicate effectively with one another, how to love on one another, right? Because a lot of people didn't see that growing up, didn't witness that. So when they come across someone who grew up in a household who have those values and have seen that, and they express those to that other significant other, that person doesn't know how to receive that because they've never been shown that their whole life. So they think that it's fake and not honesty because it's not something that is part of their social programming or upbringing. And that is a very, very flawed. I mean, look, we're having all this conversation. I think we ought to have the conversation about, should people who grew up in a stable two-parent household date and marry people who grew up in a single parent household? Let's
I
be
think that
two
so. And
two
I would answer the question.
separate ideologies, right? Going back to the video, because everything I'm talking about ties back to all the videos, right?
So
Two separate ideologies and two separate upbringings.
So I think that that is going to all depend, right? Because I've seen it two ways. So I grew up with both of my parents, right? Very active to the point where my mom and dad got divorced, and my grandmama called my mom before she called my daddy. It's crazy. But what I have noticed is, I think that it depends how involved your dad is. I think that anything we need to get dads more involved. For example, what I've noticed is if you marry a man who comes from a single parent household, if you have a dad, your dad should take that man under his wings, right? And guide him in a certain fact. I think if you can do it that way, and the same thing from the mother, if you do it that way, then it can work out. But if you were on that individual thing where the families don't come together, I don't think that's gonna work.
I don't necessarily disagree with that. I know the AP just pulled up. I don't know if he's
Oh yeah,
away or he just,
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like AP, like by all means, brother, like chime in at any point. I don't want to make this the Shannon Lou show this evening.
Y'all help your wives out. They be out here struggling. They look like they struggling. They be looking like they struggling. They do.
But but here's the thing about it too. I know nowadays they have these like cooking dates. I think that people who don't know how to cook and they're very honest about their ability to cook and prepare a meal should go on dates that are cooking dates. You know what I'm saying? That they both kind of get an experience of like cooking together, seeing different recipes, having the experience overall.
Are you a
They're,
foodie, Louis? Louis, are you a foodie?
yes, I am.
You're
I
a
cook
foodie.
very well.
You talk just like my guy. He is a foodie. It's all about the food and the taste. I said, God brought you in my life. You know why? Because your cholesterol is high, and I'm really picky about what I put in my body. So you got to eat what I eat. You're going to be healthy today, brother.
And watch him in a year's time, he's gonna look so different.
Speaking food.
What up, AP? AP, I think you're muted, brother.
What's
Click
good,
on the.
Luis? What's going
Hey,
on,
what's
Miss
going on,
Shan?
brother?
Look, I've been listening to y'all for since the fight ended. Congrats to Tank Davis.
It was a fight
Shan,
tonight.
what?
Yeah, I
Yes.
missed it. I missed it. Damn, I had the thing up too.
No, I'm not the loop. I didn't even know it was a fight tonight.
Yeah, man. But Shan, I think you made a very valid point. and I think it actually kind of goes along with you guys' conversations. You said that women have become what's the word you used? More complacent, I guess. I guess I forget the word you use about being single, about accepting their singleness. And Louise then brought up a pretty good point, in my opinion, about uh, basically women not wanting to do what they're supposed to do inside of a marriage. But I believe that the expectations is the reason why they have become okay with being single. But it's crazy because if you get online, you there's what 6, 7, 8 low tier dating sites with 35, 40 year old women looking to find a man, but still are unwilling to do the things that's necessary. And what's funny to me is women are afraid of the expectations of what they think. Each man is different. We all require something very different from our wives, in my opinion. So you just got to find what fits for you. But I'm going to tell you this: if you want to continue to be happy in your singleness, raising kids by yourself, there are men that will be more than happy to bust you down and leave your ass alone. Since you seem as my boy Luis said, since you know how to put your mouth on a pickle better than you can cook. So enjoy that life. Just know this is kind of what y'all are asking for, and men will give you the big fu and smash and go on. Period.
Well,
And
I think that
I'm gonna stop right there for a minute.
yeah, so I think that unfortunately, actually, studies have shown that women are starting to have less kids. This new generation is starting to be less kids, right? I think that this is a very selfish on both parts, very selfish generation. Nobody's thinking about the legacy. They're not thinking about anything of that nature. We talked about that earlier. But I think that, and I know people it's like, oh, smash and go. Yeah, they know what it is at this point. I mean, it's enough internet to tell them what it is. And some of them are just like, you know what?
Why they
He come over.
complain then?
Who's complaining?
Women complain about that smash and go shit.
Well, I
How
think
you
that
gonna
women who
complain and be okay with being single, and then be mad at blame a dude for smashing and going when you gave him
so
the smash? That shit's crazy.
so I think that those are two different. So the world is full of people, right? And they all have different. So there's different groups of people. You have people, and it was so funny because we talked about this on I think Thursday night. You have women who are down for that behavior, you know, and you have women who are trying to be in commitments. And the problem is we keep trying to involve the other person. If you know you want to do a smash and go to the woman who is down for the smash and go. There are plenty of them. We see them on the internet talking about they want to smash and go. They ain't trying to be with no relationship. But people who want to smash and go, men keep going to women who want to be in relationships and feeding them this relationship talk, like, oh yeah, I want this, playing like they want it, and the whole time they're lying about it. So we're just saying, if you are smash and go type of people, why don't those people get together and have like a little smash and go party and leave everybody else out of it? That's what we're saying. That's all.